Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrath Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Saturday at Baitul Askar, the residence of Hazrat Wala in Alahbadi, Saturday the 18th of Muharram 1448, the 4th of July 2026. Our Hazrat Wala is reading an article from the Kitab Al-Iksir fi Ithbat al-Taqdir, where the author is saying, जानना चाहिए कि हक सुब्हानहु व तआला ने इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम के कल्ब को नूर रिज़ा से मुंबसित कर दिया था. اعلم أن الحق سبحانه وتعالى بسط سر إبراهيم عليه الصلاة والسلام بنور الرضا. Now our Hazrat Wala is saying, just look at the Urdu, how amazing and wonderful it is. What can we say about the essence, the original, the Arabic? So Allah Ta'ala opened the heart of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam with the nur of his pleasure and happiness. So the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, harche az dost, mi rasad nekost, whatever comes from the side of the friend, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is only good in it. Shirin ho ya karwa, whether it is sweet or whether it is bitter. Bahut bara maqam, this is a very great level, station or stage. Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam ko diya jata hai, which is actually bestowed to the Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam. So Allah Ta'ala ka riza asal. The fundamental thing is the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now it is obvious in which heart is the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Will it not be mumbasit? Will it not be spacious, vast? Allah Ta'ala हमको ऐसा दिल अता फरमा दे. Allah give us such a heart जो उनको पसंद हो, which is most beloved to Him. And the heart that Allah Ta'ala is most pleased with, Allah Ta'ala give us that heart. وَأَعْطَاهُ رُوحَ الْإِسْتِسْلَامِ, and Allah Ta'ala gave Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam the essence of submission, handing himself over to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he protected his heart from gazing towards the makhluk. Therefore, the fire then became cool and a source of peace. And this will only happen to the one who has handed over his heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when this istislam comes, then peace comes after that. And when a person rectifies his inner, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless him with izzat and karamat. Therefore understand, O believer, whoever submits completely to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the time when the challenge comes, then Allah ta'ala will make the thorns into roses, and Allah Ta'ala will replace fear with peace and security. Therefore, when shaitan throws you into the catapult of examination and the entire world then comes to you saying, do you have any type of need? At that time say, for you, towards you, there is no type of need. Yes, in front of Allah, there is definitely a need. And if they then say to you, then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say then that Allah ta'ala's knowledge suffice me even asking Him. So Allah ta'ala then will change the fire of this dunya into make it cool and peaceful for you. Allah Ta'ala will bless you with His grace and honor. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened for the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam the doors of Hidayat. And thereafter, subsequently, the mu'mineen, they trod that very same path. And they made necessary those who had yaqeen following them, just like how Allah Ta'ala indicates to that. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ. O my Habib, say, this is my path, I call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي. I am on foresight, myself and whoever follows me. Now Allah Ta'ala says about Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salatu wassalam, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ وَنَجَّيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْغَمِّ. We accepted for him and we granted him salvation from the grief. وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And similarly, we will continue giving salvation to the believing people. Now, when we say نُنْجِي الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, we actually mean مُتَّبِعِينَ لِآثَارِهِ, those who followed in their footsteps, those who were yearning for that very same nur, those who were the seekers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, humbling themselves, and they had the garments of humility. Now this is such an article which serves to be an admonition for those who seek it, a hidayat for the seekers of the truth. And the essence of it is the one who comes out from planning for himself, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then becomes the mutawalli and makes husn tadbir, has a very beautiful plan for him. Do you not understand that Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam left it to Allah alone and did not put any plan of action for himself? Rather, he did not even worry about it. Rather, he put it directly in front of Allah and submitted to Him completely and totally. He put his trust and reliance in Him. When that was the case, then the end result of that submission was wujudul salama wal ikram, that peace and honor came into existence. Wa baqa'u thana alayhi ala mamarril ayam, and that despite the passage of time and generations, his praise will still continue to be everlasting. Praises and memory of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. Now Allah Ta'ala has commanded us that we should not come out from his millat, and we should be very considerate of how he has called us and gave us that name, huwa sammakumul muslimin. So ruhul istislam, the essence of submission, is that we have the capacity and capability of accepting. Qubul karne ka salahiyat. Harche as dost mi rasad ne kost. Whatever comes from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is only good in it. Sab theek hi theek. Now, our Hazrat Wala is saying, it is the last portion or part of my life. You people make dua that Allah Ta'ala allows me to achieve this, rather all of us. So even the thorn cannot poke and prick without the permission of Allah. The fire cannot burn without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now make dua that Allah Ta'ala makes our hearts, all of our hearts, just like that, like this article, what it is describing. And Allah Ta'ala give us all salvation. Allah give us the tawfiq and the inspiration of understanding. Bless us with this type of tawheed and this type of spiritual states. Allah Ta'ala give that to us also. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ وَتُبْ عَلَيْنَا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ بِحُرْمَةِ سَيِّدِ النَّبِيِّ الْكَرِيمِ صلى الله عليه وسلم.